other clip as well that just...
Yes. No. So the clip's not whether... I know what you're thinking. Let's just play the clip real quick and I'll play it. 1 second.
6 full months of the friend zone. Know me. One day I just got a crush on him and I don't know why. And I ended up kissing him randomly. And then he looked at me when I was trying to make out with him and he said, "This is weird," and denied me. To which I then went on to roast him for 20 minutes straight about how I was going to go to my live stream and tell everyone that I tried to kiss him, and he told me, "This is weird." To where he then went on to kiss me and I got my way.
Wow.
So...
Oh my God.
6 full months of the friend zone. Know
So,
me.
look...
One day I just got a crush on him and I don't know why.
So the clip that you just saw, they tied it into... Is it and they called it admitting sexual assault on stream. Do you think it's even reasonable to call this sexual assault? She later explained, by the way, later down the line, she explained that and had the guy come on, and they explained that evidently it was more clear. Canute, I think you have a little bit more detail on this. That
I don't have that much detail, but I will say, I think she worded herself really bad in that clip compared to what actually happened, of what I've heard. Like, when you just see that clip, it sounds like she's almost forcing the guy into something that he doesn't want. But that wasn't the case.
Okay.
That's what I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Mia.
I mean, even from the clip I saw, I didn't see that as sexual assault. I saw it as like passion. You have to make a move. You don't have to ask, "Oh, can I kiss you?" if you're feeling something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they're friends. They're hanging out.
You know what?
Oh, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
What?
Jenna.
Yes, it is me, and I'm here to call you out on your bullshit.
Wait, hold on. Wait, for what
Because
bullshit?
you guys are discussing a clip that's completely out of context.
That's what Jenna.
But that's what I said.
What we just talked about.
That was 100%.
We just talked about how it was out of context and how you cleared it up. The topic here is about how whether it's reasonable to even call this sexual assault at all. It's not about whether it was sexual assault.
I was seeing the guy for 6 months, and he was my best friend. He had made moves on me prior. I denied his moves. And if you actually look at the context, I didn't even bug him for 20 minutes. He even said on my stream it was like about 10 seconds, and he came over and
people think this is scripted. We didn't script this at all. No, I swear to God.
Wait, what do you mean wait? Why would you say you're seeing the guy but then say you're not dating him? That means you're not seeing him, right?
Because
Or does
he
that
was
mean
my
something
best
different?
friend, and I just got out of an abusive household when I was 17. And
None of that changes the fact that you're not seeing him, right? You're not dating him.
Okay, well, all right. Sorry, Destiny. I had a best friend who wasn't making moves on me because he respected me. God forbid.
Wait, that's not bad. I'm just saying that you don't say you're seeing somebody if you're not dating them. That's That's not seeing somebody.
Then all right, there you go. Then I wasn't seeing him. I just had sleepovers with him every single day. And he was my best friend for over 6 months, and we would cuddle and play RuneScape until 5 a.m. together every night.
Jenna, the whole topic wasn't to lead people into like you sexually assaulted this guy. It was more of like the second. If you go down my line of questioning here, it says like what can be done about LSF hating women. Like that was the. It wasn't about like.
Okay, well,
you
I got
being
a
this
message
sexual assault
saying to get on Raj because you guys are discussing this and slandering me. So
oh my God!
Right,
why do you listen to messages from people?
Jenna, if you go back in the VOD and listen to what I said, you would actually hear that I was saying the opposite.
Thank you, Canute.
We had.
I was saying you might. Okay, I'll repeat. I'll repeat what I said. This clip is taken a bit out of context, and just this clip, you might be wording yourself a bit bad because it.
Oh no, I definitely was. It's like lacking a ton of content.
Yeah, so why? This is what I don't understand. I've had conversations with other streamers about this. Why does everybody jump to conclusions and just like take action right away and like have no without actually understanding like the full scope of what's happening? Usually, if you just like sit back and like you actually look at it and then you watch it or whatever, then you can make a more informed decision on how you're going to react. A lot of you can't just jump to conclusions, Jenna. Like we're just
like jumping to conclusions and like taking action really hard is like really shitty. But I think it's pretty shitty also to make somebody feel like shit because they won't kiss you. That seems a little weird.
I didn't make him feel like shit.
When you say things like "I'm gonna go on stream and make fun of you" to everybody, like that's kind of the point, is to make them feel bad for rejecting you.
I had 20 viewers, Destiny, and they were all his friends, and I was 17. He was a viewer in my community himself. all those viewers that were back in my community back then are all in my community now. They're all in the Discord. They all hang out together. He hangs out with them. We were a friend group.
If anything, that makes it
It's the
even worse then, because you're
equivalent of
roasting
going
in
to
front
your
of her.
Facebook high school friend group and being like, "Oh my god, so and so didn't kiss me." Wham! They all knew we were a thing. We had done streams together prior. There's a
Yeah, that
clip
makes
from
sense.
2016 of us streaming together.
Okay.
Even from the clip, it's not sexual harassment.
Well, that's what we were going to have the discussion
He
about.
was
But
in my bed, and
Well.
he had made moves on me prior. How is it? And we didn't even have sex.
Okay,
yet.
fuck,
it was
holy shit.
probably
I don't want
not
to,
so
wait.
much
I don't want to go bad on this,
because
but
of
like,
the
this is a
title.
really good example of having like no concept of like how consent or just because somebody was in your bed prior doesn't mean it's okay to like push really hard. Like all of these excuses are excuses
I
guys
didn't
use
push
to like
very
rape
hard.
women.
I just said that I was.
No,
I
but, like,
rolled
ev-
over and just
no.
said that I was gonna tell stream because I was.
Sure,
being
but I'm just saying, like,
bitch
literally
because I'm a
every
bitch,
single thing,
Destiny.
every single thing you just said has nothing to do with whether or not you were like putting pressure on a guy. Like, oh, well, he was in my bed earlier, so I should be able to do
Dude,
something.
he'd made
Oh, well, it
moves
was
on
just
me
our friends and we
prior.
made fun of him. Like,
Do you
Like
want
a
me to get
playful
this
thing
guy
with
on
being
stream
maybe
right now and you can talk to him,
other.
Destiny? And you can talk to him about how I pressured him? Go ahead.
wait, why did I get?
wait, Destiny, what? Hello?
He's
Mike?
getting moved down.
Wait, he got moved
Moved
down?
back
Am
up.
I who keeps moving me? Am I supposed
I
to?
don't know. I
No,
moved you
nobody's
back up.
supposed to be moving you. Who the hell is moving you? They're gonna lose their. Oh, Greek probably. I don't know. Maybe
Destiny,
I don't know.
if you'd like, I
Or
can
Goolsby
literally
or
get
Doc.
this guy on stream and you can talk to him about how I pressured him and it's unfair to him, and then he'll start laughing at you.
That doesn't matter. There's a lot of people that are like kind of assaulted or kind of raped, and they end up like liking the person, so they
I've
didn't think it was a big
literally
deal.
been assaulted, and this is completely different. I've been assaulted multiple times, Destiny.
That's
Multiple
great,
times.
but
I
not
had
every
an
assault
annoyed
is the same
streamer
way. Wait,
while I
wait,
was
hold on, wait. Just
crying
because
tell me
that doesn't
me
matter.
saying no
I don't
didn't
care.
matter.
I don't
Destiny,
care.
I'm very aware of sexual assault, and you're
Clearly you're
making
not.
justice.
Maybe you didn't learn enough about it after your own experience. I don't know. But no, just
Okay,
because
so
you've
you're
been
saying
sexually
when
assaulted.
my first kiss with a boy after we'd previously kissed before this teenage drama is sexual assault? What are you fucking
I'm not saying
12, Destiny?
I'm not saying I'm gonna make somebody cry if we keep this up, Rush. Keep going. I don't want to do this right now.
I think it's like she's having her personal experience and we're kind of parsing words and reasons, right?
Absolutely not. What she described was rapey behavior. Now, was it actually sexual assault or something? No, of course not. But that, like, if you don't kiss me right now, I'm gonna go make fun of you in front of all of our friends. Like, that's like really gross behavior.
6 months
Like,
was rapey behavior because I
I
wasn't
don't care
ready.
about anything that happened in the last 6 months. It doesn't change a particular encounter. Like, you guys weren't
Dude, it's
dating. You
normal
didn't have pre-existing
encounters.
sexual relationships. Like,
These are normal encounters. Kids have awkward first kisses.
Yeah,
Destiny,
I think that
this
they
is
had a
life.
playful relationship, and at 17, she's a completely different person, and they had a very close relationship. She's saying.
It was cleared
I
out.
We
don't
used
think
to
that it
roast
was-
each other all the
I
time.
think it's
like,
cleared up.
you
yeah.
act like this guy is just some sort of like little bitch. He was roasting me all the
see,
time.
this talk is so fucking
Okay.
toxic. If he was a real man, he would have just said
He's my
no,
best
blah blah.
friend
This
to
is
this
so
day.
toxic. Oh fuck, Rush. I'm so chill right now.
But
I had such a
Destiny,
good
men
experience
doesn't
last
get
night.
harassed.
I don't want to lose this.
Destiny,
Oh
men
my
doesn't
God.
get harassed. You said that earlier.
What?
So-
Men can't be harassed. You said that earlier. It's
I
just-
never
we-
said that. I said that you don't
Yeah,
typically
you-
on Twitch get harassed for producing a man. There is a
No,
lot of
you said
opportunities.
you said if they were told the same things, it's not the same way of harassment against men that it is against women.
On
You said
Twitch,
exactly.
in a male-dominated environment where men are expected to play video games, you don't typically get harassed for being male. But there are experiences in the real world
So-
outside of video games where, yeah, you can face some sorts of pressures for being a man, like the inability to show, emotions, or saying like, "Hey, well, she didn't sexually assault me. I'm a guy. That can't happen." Of course, that
That's
happens in
not
real
what
life.
I'm
We
saying.
respond-
He had made moves on me prior. He even admitted on stream that he wanted me to kiss him. And the only reason why he said this is weird, he didn't even say no or to stop. He said was because thought he was friend zoned and he was surprised and he wanted to kiss me. We in fact even kissed prior.
Okay.
He'd given me soup before because I was sick, and I'd give him a kiss on the lips as a thank you. We had never made out prior.
Cute.
You're making this scenario, Destiny, so much worse than it actually is just because of a clip and my terrible wording.
Well,
And by the way, everyone's saying rape and throwing out rape.
well,
We
I
didn't
wouldn't
have
say
sex.
it's rape. I'm not saying
I
it's
was a
rape.
virgin, and nothing sexual happened that night. The only thing that happened that night is we kissed as
Jenna-
teenagers. For
Jenna,
the
I
first
think he
time.
did say it wasn't sexual assault. I think what he's saying.
No, I wouldn't know if I'd call it sexual assault or whatever. The behavior is just like really like I don't think it's very good. But I mean, it's not like you raped somebody or like I don't know. I wouldn't go that extreme. But like
And we're glad it turned out well and everything's okay.
no.
Well, okay.
Hold on, no. Oh my God, wait. No. Oh my God, hold on.
Now it's triggered.
No. Stop.
Is
Okay,
gonna
sorry, go ahead.
be my focus is gonna be de-escalation with the human being who is dealing with this on a huge fucking platform, right? Who's obviously fucking heated. And then talk about the theoretical issues that affect men versus women in this issue and how we treat men differently in this situation. And yes, I absolutely agree that this is being handled poorly. But I just think maybe we don't push people to these weird limits like this, especially when they're talking about fucking sexual assault and whether or not they sexually assaulted someone, right?
Sure, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Finished, Eva. Are you finished?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's this huge platform and you're putting someone in this very, like, uncomfortable area. You might not necessarily be, but how is this going to be eaten up by chat?
If somebody else is uncomfortable with an issue, I don't care. My responsibility is to my audience that's going to listen to the message I put out or the thousands of people listening over another individual's comfort. Okay? I disagree with your characterization, the idea that if things turned out okay, then it's fine, because there are, whether or not we want to admit it, whether or not it's not politically correct to say it, there are people who encounter men that get rapey with them, but afterwards they're kind of okay with it because they had a fun time. That doesn't make the prior thing okay.
I wasn't rapey with him at all.
I'm not saying that. I'm not talking. I'm saying that Eva's characterization.
Yeah,
Eva's
and dick and kiss isn't considered rapey.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying a kiss is rape. I'm just saying that Eva's statement that it turned out okay, so it's okay. I reject that characterization
It's not
wholesale.
okay. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, I agree with that. Thank you. Okay.
Not
Hold on.
okay.
Let me get this
was-
straight, because I think Jenna, you're fighting Destiny on something that I don't think he's even necessarily saying. I think what Destiny's trying to say is, in your particular instance and situation, it wasn't sexual assault, right? Is that what you said, Destiny? You don't.
I wouldn't call it
exactly.
sexual.
Okay, right.
No.
And Jenna, you're thinking, but he just may have some some problems with how you're the things that you're saying and generalizing across all situations. Is that correct, Destiny? Would that be an accurate?
Yeah, when you say things like, "Oh, well, I was on his bed earlier,
Not
so
all
it's okay."
situations, it's different, but there's a lot of context here.
But I think the problem that Destiny has is just because, like, you're making all these assumptions. In your particular, like, situation, it's probably it's fine, it works, right, with your particular situation. But it's not necessarily consistent across all situations. So you're defending yourself as if he's attacking you personally, but he's attacking, like, your rhetoric like across the board, right? That's what he's talking about. He's not saying your particular situation. He just doesn't agree with the rhetoric that you're using. Is that correct, Destiny? Am I?
Kinda. Well, no, I disagree with the specifics given.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I was trying to de-escalate it. Maybe it didn't work. Well, I don't know.
Pressuring people into, like, doing things sexually or whatever, even if it's as a joke, I don't think.
Anything sexual with him. It was a kiss.
Okay, pressuring people into physical things, even as a joke, I just don't think that's very cool.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't pressure him. I just said I would tell stream, and it was about 10 seconds later he kissed me.
Yeah, so
You think that's pressure, Destiny? You are a little bitch.
Whoa. Okay. Well, that.
I really like that. Like, well, hold on. No. I just think it's funny.
hate
I
to
just
say
think it's
it,
really
I
funny
literally
that
was
all these
making
guys
a
like.
roasting joke towards my best friend.
No one is.
at the time who
Oh
was
my
going on
god.
to be my
Destiny,
boyfriend.
Destiny here, I actually have to say a fucking bad take, but it would be easier defending your point if the roles were reversed.
Well, no
100%.
shit. But the
Yes,
sad thing
it
is,
would be
no. But the and this is why it
That's
pisses
not
me
even
off so much
sad.
when you guys. This is why it pisses me off when you guys like rail against like feminism and shit so much. Like, people will sit here and like you like Canute. You're not saying fuck all, but then when you talk about things like, oh well, men have problems in society or men's rights, blah blah blah. This is one of those things. The idea that a guy could be pressured into a sexual situation he's not uncomfortable with, but because he's a guy, it's expected to always be okay with it. That is bullshit. The idea that it turned out okay makes it bullshit. The idea that you were just joking when I pressured him into it, I just said that as a joke. Rapey guys use that all the fucking time to get girls to do shit that they're not comfortable with. But it's okay when Jenna says it because she's a little girl and it's just a joke or whatever. I think that's bullshit. And I think anybody talks about men's rights or any of that shit should also say that's bullshit.
Destiny, do you want to talk to the guy?
I don't give a fuck what the
you
guy
ask him
says.
about
I don't
how
need
he
his
feels
opinion on it. No,
assaulted and, like, he was
I don't
pressured
need
into
his
it?
opinion on it. I don't care if he likes it. I don't care if you're dinner. I don't care if you get fucking married and have 32 fucking kids. That's great. Doesn't change the fact that in the original situation, I think the behavior is pretty scumbaggy.
Okay, so you think, in your case, you think it's scumbaggy, but it wasn't actually scumbaggy because there's context in a relationship between the two of us. And so you're getting offended by my behavior that has nothing to do with you or any other situation, which in other situations, it could be bad. I do agree. But in this particular one, it is not. So you do not care about context. You do not care about anything else. You just want to be offended.
It's not about being
No,
offended.
you
It's
want to
about.
be offended. That's
It's
what
not
it is,
a.
Destiny.
What? Do
want
you know
to be
who you're
offended.
talking to? I feel like you have no fucking idea who I am or what my history is here. It's not about me
You
being
literally wanna
offended.
be
It's
offended.
the
You don't
idea
care
that
about
there is a
context.
platform where a lot of people listen to me, and I like to make sure that my messaging is responsible. So when you come
Okay,
on
so
and you
you
give a
wanna
lot of
be
takes
offended.
that are pretty similar to guys that rape women, I want to make sure that people know, hey, by the way, I don't think this is cool. Maybe in your very ultra particular circumstance, you could ignore like a lot of the red flags that make you look like a fucking rapist. But in this case, I like
Dude,
to let people
it's
know,
a
like,
kiss.
hey,
How does it
you
make
know,
me look like a rapist? How are you talking?
Jenna,
The
the
word
clip
rape. How are
we
you
saw,
throwing rape around?
the
How are you doing
clip
You're
that
literally
is
trying to
made.
Be offended.
Jenna, listen, the clip that is made seems fucking bad, even though I can
Oh, no, I
understand
agree.
from
Thank
hearing
you.
all
I'm
the
fine with
context. If we add all the context, if we know the whole story, it might be something different, yes, but in that clip, and that clip is what Destiny actually is commenting on, it sounds fucking bad.
I agree.
That's what it is.
But
And
no one gives
I
a
think
shit
we
about
all
the
can
actual
agree
context
about.
behind it.
We know that you didn't rape the guy or anything, but that's not the point.
I love everybody on the
why-
show. I love all of you so much.
Have we figured it out? Are we all good?
We figured out we love each other.
I love all of you guys, but I
Are
love
we all good,
fucking
Jenna? Because
bantering
that's
with you
not-
as well.
Look, Jenna, if this was like some sort of witch hunting, like I think
It seems like a witch hunt, honestly.
why?
Because you
Because
guys are
somebody's
coming
saying bad
after me
things
for
about
something
her.
entirely innocent.
We were talking, but that
We
wasn't
have
that
Destiny
wasn't the
here throwing
intended.
around
Hold on,
rape,
do
for
you not have?
example.
I've specifically said multiple times that I don't think it was rape or sexual assault. How many times have I said that? Wait, can we
Jenna.
count it? Can we go back to the bot and count?
Jenna, that's where we were getting to. It was with the cast that we had, we knew what the response was going to be. It was going to be what Destiny just said. It wasn't sexual assault. That's what we were trying
Kind
to
of
say.
sounds to me, Raj, like she's just looking to get offended. I don't know. That's what it feels
Well-
like
Oh
to me.
yeah,
man.
really?
I
Destiny? You
think she
don't
feels
think-
attacked from a lot of people because a lot of people have been attacked.
Yeah,
That clip
Jenna,
in itself was an attack.
The people here aren't trying to attack you, right? That's not what it's about. I mean, you came in here and started a conversation with Destiny, and it kind of went down a road that was a little bit more windy, and like we kind of went into more depth into the situation. But the surface level, what you were dealing with on on LSF and whatnot was this: is it sexual assault or not? And the answer, according to Destiny, is no. I don't think
Wait, it's
there's
not
any...
my ruling on what. Don't
Well,
make it
I know,
sound-
but
That's
Canute
gonna
and
roll
the
it now.
cast before you got that DM from some random, I don't know who the hell right, telling you that we're slandering you on the show. If they would have actually watched, they would have understood that the entire cast had the same conclusion, and that was that it was not sexual assault. And we factored in the clip that provided more and additional context. And Canute even mentioned that people on the cast were anxious. They even interrupting me to try to make sure that everybody understood the full context of the situation, right? So I don't really understand what you're trying to accomplish here, because that's not what we're trying to do, right? So
Okay, well,
that makes sense?
I clearly didn't have full context here. I'm pretty heated anyway on this whole subject because I'm getting really sick of being called a rapist.
Well,
and
we're
shit
not, but
by
that's not what
people.
we're trying to do. That's not what we're doing
Okay,
here.
no, I understand that now, but I got a message from someone saying
Yeah.
that was
Well,
going
you know
on, so
what?
I
Who did you
apologize.
get a message from? Let's bring him in here right now.
I'm good. I don't
Bring
really
their
want to-
stupid ass in here right now. They're trying to stir up the drama. Who was it? Tell me who it
Twitch
was.
viewers,
Name and
fucking
shame!
message and streamers.
Name and shame!
It was probably Jenna's White Knight something
It
Pussy
wasn't.
Liker
It was another
3000.
streamer,
That's
so I'll tell you
a
off stream,
nickname.
Austin.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, Jenna, it's over.
Thanks,
it's not,
Raj.
What? Thanks. What'd I do?
So you're fucking getting me in trouble with everybody. I fucking hate you.
You didn't get in any trouble. There's no
your
bridges
fault.
burned. You and Jenna are great
Me and
friends, right,
were
Jenna?
cool. Okay, I liked her when I met her. We had fun.
But of course, I will be a bitch to Destiny when I, he can be a bitch.
There you
Jenna,
go. Thanks,
it's
Raj.
fine.
I respect
We're
Destiny
good.
because
It
he's
isn't
protected
Raj's-
from a few terrible situations. So I
Look, believe me, Jenna, when this topic came across, we were very careful about how we approached it. I just can't believe that you would listen to some random chatter. I don't understand. Like, we were just...
I don't know. I just don't. If you want me to be completely honest, I don't trust people on Twitch, and I have. Like,
Oh, well...
yeah, so like I wouldn't be even shocked at this point.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. Don't trust anybody.
I hear you.
Oh,
I
that's
hear
not a
you.
good thing.
You're right though. Don't
With
trust
how
anybody.
things
Amen,
Don't
Very
brother.
low,
Trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. I'm telling you.
Hopefully,
Okay,
we
wrap
can
it up.
Trap.
Get the vote.
Okay, let's get the vote.
Finished.
We're
Is that
voting for
SE
who
the
you
guy that
want.
called a girl a rapist?